Certain common inventions have become fully ubiquitous around the world. From the light bulb to the printing press, it's easy to take these once revolutionary inventions for granted. But other inventions are never commonly adopted, even though they have equal potential to improve our lives. From water filters to traffic lights, we're exploring genius inventions that should be implemented everywhere. A new invisible bicycle helmet that uses technology similar to a vehicle airbag was developed in Sweden in 2013. The Hovding device, worn around the neck, is designed to shoot a protective inflatable nylon hood around the user's head within 1/10 of a second of impact. Designers Therese Alston and Anna Haupt said that they were tired of the traditional hard plastic designs that were unfashionable and ruined their hair. The two women spent years studying the difference between normal cycling patterns and how the body reacts during an accident. Based on the data, they developed an algorithm that can distinguish normal cycling behavior from an accident. Based on this algorithm, the helmet senses when to deploy a safety airbag. After 5 years of research and $10 million in funding, they're now selling the invisible bike helmet. It's not cheap though. Hovding costs $600 and only works once. There's also been some complaints about the design, and an early version had trouble with the zipper. But considering the potential hospital bills and the risk of death, it might be a good investment for fashion-forward bikers. And in the years since the release of the invisible bike helmet, many copycat companies have flooded the market with cheaper models, making it much more affordable for the average cyclist. This invention might not seem as hard-hitting as some of the other life-saving inventions on this list, but that doesn't make it less useful. Many countries in Europe have adopted traffic systems that implement a waiting meter at each stoplight. That means that drivers know exactly how long to wait until the light turns green. Conversely, they know exactly how long it will be until a light turns red as well, meaning they won't be tempted to run a red light. This has been statistically proven to curb road rage and improve traffic safety. Additionally, the light includes timers for pedestrians at crosswalks. This means that pedestrians are never rushed when a light suddenly turns red and avoid unfortunate traffic accidents as a result. What's more, traffic lights in Eastern European countries like Ukraine and Latvia have implemented traffic lights that turn fluorescent all the way from the bulb to the pole and the support on the ground. That makes the light much more visible to motorists who can't necessarily see the light itself. As with the rest of these developments, this invention makes the road much safer for drivers and pedestrians alike, prompting the question, why haven't wealthy nations adopted these technologies as well? Mosquitoes are some of the most insidious creatures known to man. They are the single deadliest animal on Earth. Nearly 700 million people get a mosquito-borne illness each year, resulting in over 1 million deaths. There are many sprays and creams that allegedly repel mosquitoes, but few of them are actually effective. But what if there was a single patch that made you virtually invisible to all mosquitoes? Each disposable square patch measures just 1.5 inches per side and is simply stuck onto the clothing like an adhesive decal. A proprietary blend of FDA-approved non-toxic ingredients within the patch then exudes a scent that reportedly blocks mosquitoes' ability to detect exhaled carbon dioxide, which is the major method by which the insects track down their human prey. Once exposed to the air, the patch remains effective for 48 hours. The technology was developed by Olfactor Laboratories and the University of California at Riverside, with backing from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and the National Institutes of Health. The patch was first launched on Indiegogo and has proven very successful. The funding goal of $75,000 was met in just 4 days, with the total eventually sitting at approximately $236,000. However, many of the patches were purchased by NGOs in order to send to developing countries that deal with rampant mosquito problems. Though this vehicle has a disgusting premise, you shouldn't discount it immediately. As of 2014, a bus in the UK has been running entirely on human waste. This biobus runs on biomethane gas, which is produced from the treatment of human sewage and food that is unsuitable for human consumption. It has a combustion engine that is similar to diesel engines in normal buses, but the gas is stored in dome-like tanks on the roof. Built by biogas plant Geneco, a subsidiary of the local water department, the bus can run for about 186 miles on a single tank of fuel, which is derived from the annual sewage and food waste of 5 people. In the UK, human waste is already used to heat thousands of homes. Experts estimate that biomethane produced from sewage could replace around 10% of the UK's domestic gas needs if the nation's waste is used at full capacity. Of course, many people are revolted at the thought of riding on a bus fueled by human waste, but the passengers have confirmed that their rides are free from revolting scents and unpleasant experiences. In fact, after processing, the methane is equivalent to any other conventional source of fuel. Plastic pollution and floating trash in water resources is an ever-growing global problem. Not only is it dangerous for human beings, but also for the wildlife and sea creatures. Luckily, the simplest and easiest solutions are often proven to be the most effective. This year, the whole world heard about an Australian city, Kwinana, and for a good reason. In March 2018, nets were fitted to the mouths of 2 local stormwater drains to trap litter and debris. Within 3 months, 370 kilograms of rubbish had been collected. The result was so good, the council posted pictures of the nets on its social media page. Since then, the council's post has gathered more than 25 million hits. The nets, including manufacture, installation, and civil work, cost the city about $20,000. The collected waste was transported into a sorting facility, where the green waste was then converted into mulch, and recyclable materials were separated and the plastics recycled. The city's residents are glad that the nets were proven to be such an extremely successful project. The local wildlife benefited as well. Not only do they live in a cleaner area, but the trash traps are not dangerous for them, as to date no animal has been caught in either of the nets. Of course, this simple solution should be introduced in all seaside cities around the world. It might seem too good to be true, but a Swiss design company has developed a straw that can effectively filter any water and make it potable. The filters, made up of a halogenated resin, kill nearly 100% of bacteria and nearly 99% of viruses that pass through the patented Life Straw. For the millions of people on Earth who do not have access to clean drinking water, this invention could have huge humanitarian applications. Life Straws were distributed in the 2010 Haiti earthquake, 2010 Pakistan floods, 2011 Thailand floods, and 2016 Ecuador earthquake, among other crises and initiatives. In the Mutomu district in Kenya, which has suffered from long-term drought, the Kenya Red Cross supplied filters to 3,750 school children and 6,750 households. Although Life Straw is available for retail sale in the developed world, the majority of Life Straws are distributed as part of public health campaigns or in response to complex emergencies by NGOs and organizations that give them away for free in the developing world. Whether they are used for charitable purposes or utilized on your next family hike, this invention has revolutionized the world of clean drinking water. In certain social circles, renewable energy has a reputation for being expensive and even elitist. But the truth is, when homeowners install solar panels on the roof, they're making the world a better place, saving money on electricity and increasing their home's value. Factoring local weather, the average household saves over 50% of their power bill by installing solar panels at home. The precise amount of savings they make by installing solar panels depends on the price offered for the electricity transmitted to the grid. But generally, homeowners recover their investment on solar systems in 5 to 7 years through savings. That means if you plan to stay in your home for more than 7 years, you will actually make money from your solar panels. What could be better than earning passive income from the sun? On top of this, the price of solar panels has plummeted in the last few years and is still falling. Coupled with lucrative tax incentives offered by local governments, it has never been cheaper to install solar panels on your home. And of course, the obvious reason to adopt solar panels is that they are a carbon-neutral power source. Solar panels harness sunlight to generate electricity, so they pose fewer pollution risks to the environment in comparison to conventional sources of energy. Unlike a generator, they run without producing any noise and emit fewer emissions of harmful gases. Furthermore, it is a good source of energy that combats climate change. Fresh water makes up only 3% of the total South Korean territory of just under 100,000 square kilometers. With that said, access to improved water sources, as well as to improved sanitation, are pretty much universal in South Korea. They have responded by building an extensive dam system to control flooding and store floodwaters for use in dry seasons and in dry regions. When dams currently under construction are finished, it is expected that 50% of South Korea's total supplied water will come from storage. And most famously, South Korea is renowned for its rainwater harvesting system. It all started with a pilot project in Star City in 2008, where Professor Moo Young-han, a renowned global proponent of rainwater harvesting, convinced a contractor to install a rainwater tank in the underground parking lot of a high-rise complex under construction. Professor Han was soon able to prove that this one tank saved 40,000 square meters of water a year. The Star City municipal government soon required that rainwater harvesting systems be incorporated into all new buildings. As of 2011, 59 cities throughout Korea have become rain cities, including the capital, Seoul. Phone batteries are bulky, ineffective, and terrible for the environment when you dispose of them. Enter the Mini Power, a tiny disposable phone battery that can easily fit in your pocket. This award-winning concept is more than just a battery. It's an entirely new take on the notion of portable power. Disposable smartphone batteries have existed for quite some time and can be found in convenience stores across East Asia, but their lithium cores and plastic casings are hardly eco-friendly. The mini power capsule is a tiny cardboard biodegradable device that is pre-charged up with a 2-hour, 4-hour, or 6-hour super boost. When your mobile smartphone dies, you simply charge it by plugging in the mini power into your charging socket at the bottom of your phone. The best thing about the mini power is that it's made from a biodegradable design. Its designers created it in this way so the mini power can be made available in convenience stores and supermarkets, just as easily as one might buy a top-up card or an iTunes gift card or similar thing. Hopefully, biodegradable batteries are a thing of the future. We know that Japan is one of the countries at the forefront of innovations in various fields, such as technology, electronics, and engineering. And one of their recent feats of engineering is a sophisticated floodwater channeling system. 50 meters beneath the teeming megacity of Tokyo is an underworld river system, 6.4 kilometers of tunnels, colossal water tanks, massive pillars, giant pumps that remove 200 tons of floodwater every second. It's an engineering marvel, built to protect Tokyo against the increasing threat of flooding. Work on the project started in 1992 and was completed by early 2006. Ryukyukan, for Underground Exploration Museum of the Metropolitan Area Outer Underground Discharge Channel, is also a tourist attraction and can be visited for 3,000 yen. The unbelievable underground cathedral doubles as a popular tourist attraction and a safety mechanism keeping the megacity secure for centuries to come.